There are only a select few schools in the United States that can take the place at the top of U.S. News & World Report college rankings. Sitting at 11th place is here, Johns Hopkins University. Cutthroat, notorious for grade deflation and immense student debt, JHU is among the most hostile habitats on Earth. Yet, a few special students manage to live here. The Blue Jays. Like all creatures of higher education, they have had to adapt both their body and their behavior in order to survive. Life at JHU has shaped some of the most resilient students in the United States. Today, we will journey into Brody Learning Commons, the natural habitat for these blue jays. With its soaring spaces and robust technology infrastructure, it's easy to understand why many blue jays have made this their home. Brody opened to the students in 2012, and with it came a cafe where they can obtain coffee nourishment, a 100-seat quiet reading room to watch anime in peace, and dozens of whiteboard walls without a single working marker. We've caught these blue jays at a special time of the year, final season. They are plagued with final exams and papers, and you won't see Brody this packed any other time of the year. The glass pane box of Brody Cafe. Its convenient location inside the library is the reason it is a favored watering hole for both blue jays and their natural predators, professors. It is 7 a.m. and Aditya sits at the communal table in the middle of the room, coexisting with his peers. He is a sophomore neuroscience major who is studying for his exam next week. Being in his second year of college, he's a well-trained scholar, but it doesn't make the work any easier. When asked how long he had been in Brody, he responded,
I've been here for years, man. I don't know what's the sun anymore.
Just kidding.
Today, I've been in Brody for, I'd say, 2 hours. This week in general, probably close to 40, just because it's finals week. Right now, I'm studying for my neuro final. It's been intense, but things are clicking and actually making sense now, so it's on the upside.
Neuroscience has never been smooth sailing for Aditya.
I don't know, it depends on the material. Like, some lectures just click, others, I don't know, I could go through a lecture like 5 times and really not understand what the first sentence is saying, so yeah, it depends.
He acknowledges that life is stressful here, but sees the benefit in that. Additionally, he believes that the culture is competitive, but not cutthroat.
I wouldn't say it's any more stressful than what I would find at another university, or at least of like this caliber, I don't know. For cutthroat, there's definitely like this sense of competition, but I don't see anyone making an effort to sabotage someone else. So it's just a competitive atmosphere, but nothing crazy. It motivates me to get my work done. Otherwise, I feel like I would just slack too much.
A school as arduous as JHU needs to facilitate studying for students. Brody has a lot to offer a college student like him, and Aditya isn't afraid to exploit its natural resources to survive.
I definitely appreciate the cafe for my snacking moments, and yeah, there's ease of access to rooms and other sorts of really anything you would need to get the job done.
In the demanding atmosphere that is Hopkins, Aditya has learned to use the competition to his advantage and is blossoming into a true academic. Brody atrium. With its lush variety of cushiony seats, migratory wheeled whiteboards, and an abundance of printing machines, it is a popular study space occupied by all Blue Jays. It is now 9 p.m. and we have entered the peak hours of Brody activity. The library is livelier as bands of Blue Jays are settling in, looking to claim even the slightest territorial advantage over their peers. Their deadlines are creeping faster than they realize, and they must work together as a team if they are to succeed. However, a different breed of Blue Jays occupy the Brody atrium. It is only at night, under the cover of darkness, when they come into study. Located in a corner of the atrium, studying independently, is Eric. He's hiding behind a whiteboard that he's claimed for himself, and guards it fiercely against upperclassmen. Eric is a freshman AMS major studying for his Calculus 3 final that is in a day's time. Eric has been here
maybe like 2 hours, something like that. I got here at like 11 or so. Yeah, I've been here maybe like every other day this week. I think I wasn't here on Tuesday. I'm studying for Calc 3. It's tomorrow.
He has had some struggle with the class.
I didn't really take notes in class, so I'm mostly going off the textbook here. I try to go to class, but I don't know. Sometimes you want to sleep in. This class is boring too. The professor, you don't like him, so you don't want to go. Stuff like that.
Eric also admits that it's no vacation here at JHU.
Oh yeah, it's definitely stressful. Cutthroat might be overplayed a little bit, but I mean it's competitive, definitely. I don't think it's crippling pressure, but it definitely sometimes you kind of feel like, damn, I don't know if my friends back home are going through all the same things. It's not easy.
But Eric has learned to adapt.
You gotta surround yourself with friends. You gotta take a lot of breaks. Have fun still. Try to have fun. But you also have to kind of get through all your schoolwork by, doing the grind.
Eric holds a dissenting opinion on Brody.
What do I like about Brody? There are things that I don't dislike about Brody. There's a lot of natural light in here. There are quiet places. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know if anyone actually likes this place. I think it's just a nicer place to suffer than other places.
He returns to his hiding spot, where he will stay until an upperclassman inevitably seizes his whiteboard. The time is now 3 in the morning. The library has considerably cleared out, but don't be fooled by its deserted state. For this handful of students remaining, they are in their 11th hour. These desperate students have come out of their hibernation and procrastination too late, and their GPAs are now in a perilous state. They need to submit as quickly as possible, or face dire consequences. Abby is a dweller of room 4040. She has staked out territory in the seminar room, marked by a collection of books upon the vast table space. She was gracious enough to give us a few minutes of her time.
Yeah, so my name's Abby. I'm a writing SEMS and poli-sci double major, and I'm a junior. I've been in Brody for the past 6 hours. Yay.
Abby is working on her poetry portfolio due in 5 hours' time. We asked her how long she's been in Brody since finals week started.
Pretty much every day, probably 6 hours a day. So 7 times 6 is 42. Oh god, that's a full-time job, isn't that? Yikes.
She was candid about whether she thought she would finish on time.
God, I hope so. At this point, I'm just putting in any word that makes it iambic pentameter.
Abby's mentality on Hopkins mirrors that of Eric and Aditya.
Hands down, Hopkins is stressful. Whether or not it's cutthroat probably depends on the major, like for myself, I know I'm writing sems. It's probably like pretty hard to sabotage someone in writing sems. Be like, oh, look, like I put your poem in like trochee instead of iams. And that's just like I can't think of a way I would sabotage other people in my major.
She has also devised her own method of surviving JHU.
You just gotta do like cheap tricks. Like every once in a while I'll just start listening to like Disney songs, and it'll make me happy for like 20 minutes, and then I go buy myself a burrito or something. You just gotta keep doing little things that make you happy for 20 minutes. Short bursts of happiness, long stretches of suffering.
Nevertheless, Abby has successfully remodeled nearly 60% of her poems into iambic pentameter. And the first light is not for another hour. There is still hope. These students have demonstrated their admirable tenacity and thick-skinned nature as ways of dealing with the hostile conditions at JHU. Their studying habits are unrivaled among all college campuses, where the battle for the highest grade is at its most intense. We have now seen the world's greatest study space, where remarkable gatherings of Blue Jays cope with extreme stress and adapt to survive in an immensely competitive atmosphere. Creating the most hardworking students on Earth in the most demanding of environments, this is Johns Hopkins University. Nevertheless, Abby has not successfully pronounced the word successfully.